I'm pretty excited to announce potentially my next big investment in Score Media and Gaming. This is, of course, a sports betting company based out of Toronto, Canada. Actually, I'm from Canada, so that's pretty exciting. And it trades under the Toronto Stock Exchange on the ticker symbol SCR. Okay, and this stock has flown over the past half a year by over 600%. Even over the past month, it's up by a nice 40%. However, in the past 5 days, it's down by 12%, and this is pretty much as cheap as I think we're going to get a stock like this. Okay, so there's tremendous tailwinds for this stock. One is the upcoming legalization of sports betting in Canada, and of course that's really good news for Score Media and Gaming, which is a sports betting company. They're opening this platform in a couple different states in the US, of course, which is, again, another major tailwind. And finally, they're going to be listed on, or potentially be listed on, one of the major US exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. Okay, so we're going to talk about all three of these and why I'm very, very excited and very optimistic on the stock, even though it's still up by like 500%. Okay, so first off, we have to look at, is it $2 billion market cap right now, and I could see easily a lot more money flooding in, especially if it gets listed on the NASDAQ or a major US exchange. Okay, because this is 2 billion Canadian, which is about, like, I don't know, 1.5 US. So it's still a very, very small company, but has very encouraging revenue growth numbers. Okay, so let's take a look at the legalization aspect. So Score Media and Gaming, also known as the Score, founder and CEO John Levy issued the following statement on the status of legislation, which was, of course, voted on today. Private members Bill C-28 and Bill C-13 to legalize single event sports betting in Canada. So today, private members Bill C-218 was voted on and passed overwhelmingly at the second reading in the House of Commons. So that's really, really good news for Bill C-13, again, which was previously introduced by the federal government, would legalize single event sports betting at the federal level in Canada and is anticipated to be taken up by the House of Commons in the near future. So that's really exciting that they passed in favor of the bill and they're moving forward with this bill. So this is really good news. And again, an overwhelming majority voted in favor of this bill. So when this bill actually passes, this will, I think, be a major move and will contribute to an increase in the stock price. Okay, so although this stock is up by, like, even 40% over the past month, I don't think a lot of people know about this company yet, and so I think this is really good news for investors who want to invest in this company now, because once the bill is passed and once more people find out about this company, and even, again, once this stock is listed on a major US exchange, this could prove to be a major catalyst to the stock price. Okay, and so that's one news, which is legalization. And what's next? Of course, the Canadian Parliament is set to vote on Bill C-13, which we just saw today, and with all three major Canadian opposition parties backing the bill, which is the next step in making single sports betting and iGaming fully legal, the bill is largely expected to pass. So on February 10th, Score Media announced a proposed share consolidation in preparation for uplisting on a major US exchange. So they're also announcing a 10-to-1 reverse split, which means that for every 10 shares you have, you're only going to have one share of Score Media and Gaming, but your share is going to be worth 10 times more. So let's say it's worth, like $5 now. Each share will be worth 50, but they'll combine 10 shares to make that one share worth $50 if we see this stock trading at $5. So that's what that means. So again, this will mean that instead of having 434 million Class A shares, they're only going to have 43.4 million post-split. And I think they're doing this, again, in order to be listed in a major US stock exchange and in preparation for that. Okay. So with these big catalysts on the horizon, Score Gaming may see increased buying pressure as it nears its goal to be listed on the NASDAQ or NYSE and compete against the likes of Penn National or DraftKings, which are multi-billion dollar stocks right now. Okay, so now could be a serious time to look into score stock, and I mean, I think I will have to put at least a couple of bucks and bet on Score Media and Gaming. Okay, and this is their website. So again, now this app is live in Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, and New Jersey, which is again very exciting. And when you think about the sports scene returning to normal, but still the pandemic is overwhelmingly making people stay home, you look at an app like this that's just ballooning in popularity, and people tend to stick with these kinds of apps. Once they get into it, it's a sticky app, okay, and it's a pretty sticky platform. Okay, and even with the pandemic, there's a rise in sports betting, especially since people can't go outside and bet themselves, or have a few drinks and just watch the game and enjoy. They actually want to have skin in the game. So a lot of people are home, they don't know what to do, and sort of to feel like they have skin in the game, they bet on a couple bucks on a game. Okay, so we have seen tremendous growth in sports betting in general during the pandemic. And of course, Canada also wants to legalize sports betting, okay, because this creates major revenue sources from taxes, as with alcohol in Canada. And of course, this is what the provincial governments like. Okay, of course they like money coming in the form of taxes. Okay, because people are turning to other avenues, which are questionably borderline illegal to sports bet anyways, so they might as well make it legal, just like alcohol, and earn money from it. Okay, and the last thing I want to do is look at their forward 2021 Q1 financial results, which were very, very impressive to say the least. Okay, so you can pause this and read it over, but I'm going to look this over quickly. So total gaming handle on the Score bet up 535% year over year, which is very impressive, kind of like the stock price, which shot up over 600% year over year. New all-time quarterly record for media revenue and esports video views, the Score considering listing on a US stock exchange. And this was January 13th, by the way, when they listed their forward 2021 Q1 results. So our new fiscal year is off to a stellar start, including our best ever quarter for media revenue, exponential handle on growth, et cetera, et cetera. We continued to deepen our market-leading media and betting integrations and achieved 535% growth. While still in the early stages of this fast-growing industry, we are steadily strengthening our expanding footprint in the North American sports betting market. Now, following successful recent launches in Colorado and Indiana, we're on track to launch in Iowa in the upcoming weeks, subject to regulatory approval, which I think they have already done in here. So it's already in Indiana, which is very, very cool. Okay. We're also diligently preparing for the enormous opportunity in Canada ahead of the anticipated creation of a fully legalized and regulated sports betting and iGaming market in Ontario. The Score is Canada's most popular mobile sports brand with millions of loyal media app users across the country, and we're eager to deploy our cutting-edge tech and launch our best-in-class sportsbook experience to fans in our home territory. So that's very, very awesome, and I really like that. So they're taking advantage, of course, of the Canadian and the States market, and hopefully they're going to be expanding into more states, maybe even Texas, I hope, but we'll see what happens. So again, gaming handle on the Score bet was up 535%, reaching 55.8 million for the period. And they begin their expansion, which we already talked about. So they achieved all-time record quarter for media revenue, generating 10.6 million in Q1, primarily driven by strong growth in direct advertising sales in both US and Canada compared to the prior period. So that's amazing as well. 10.6 million in Q1 2021 revenue. They also announced selling some shares. Of course, when a stock rises by 600%, you got to take advantage of that. And they also reported third successive record-breaking quarter for video views. Total views were 357 million, which was up 355% year over year. And they launched Bet Section, our most integrated and personalized suite for betting features ever. Bet Section is a new dedicated home within the Scores Media app that further deepens our industry-leading media and gaming integrations. So this is really cool. They achieved 3.9 million average monthly active users and 458 million average monthly users sessions on the Score app on iOS and Android during that period, equaling 116 average monthly sessions per user, so this is a sticky platform if we're seeing 116 average monthly sessions per user. That's incredible. That's people logging on about 3 times each day per month, basically, which is really, really cool. Okay. And they talk about their additional YouTube subscriptions, which of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, a little plug, and of course, thumbs up as always. And so it's really cool. It's really nice to see how fast this company is growing. I don't see other, major YouTubers talking about it. So I think I might have to buy some shares, potentially even some call options on the SCOR stock. Okay. I really, really like this. Okay. You can pause this, and look at it. And I think it's really cool. And I think it's a very great opportunity. So yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. Have a great day. Let me know if you're buying and looking into the SCOR Media and Gaming stock, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, be sure to like and subscribe.